All right. Okay, let's get this started here. Rant to chill, Mr. Deadman. It's St. Patty's Day. So what I'm going to do here, like everyone should, even if you're mostly British, that's my ancestry. British, German, a little bit of Irish. But you know, on St. Patty's Day, everyone's Irish. It's a very inclusive holiday. You can all be Irish. Yet some people will tell you, some negative Nancy's, Debbie Downers, some people who get a thrill out of pissing in everyone's eggs, will tell you that St. Patty's Day is a racist holiday because the story of St. Patrick driving out the snakes of Ireland, well, there weren't no snakes, and that's true, there were no snakes. That's a metaphor for something else. Pygmies. And pygmies are African and just Africans. It's like, okay. I don't know. Based on history, based on archaeology, there's no indication that the pygmies were there. Now we're talking about so no real basis. Just people who want to just cry victim of every little thing. Oh, don't celebrate St. Patty's Day. It's racist. The leprechaun stands for pygmies. When actually the word leprechaun, there's evidence to show that it came from Egypt and not Africa. So there's that as well. So anyway, don't worry about that. Get your shot glass ready. Drink some Jameson. Drink some Irish whiskey. None of that Canadian blend shit. Come on. Woo. All right. I feel good. I feel real good now. But you know what? For those who want to double down, and I know it's none of you guys, but anyone doubles down, be like, it's still a racist holiday. I don't care. Because it's not why the holiday is celebrated anymore. St. Patty's Day is heavily commercialized, and it's celebrated just as a day just to drink, get stupid drunk, and everyone pretend to be Irish and wear green. This is the most green thing I have, and it almost sort of passes. Kind of, does it pass? Does it pass? I don't know. I don't think so. You know why I don't care? Like I said, no one who celebrates a St. Patty's Day even cares about the origin. No one really cares. It's just a fun holiday to celebrate, have a good time, and maybe get so stupid drunk you have some stupid stories out from it, Shit. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. In my case, let's see if I got the history right. Let's see if I actually earned that shot of whiskey there. So St. Patrick, before he was a saint, was he was an Irishman, but he was in the church, and then he got kidnapped at the age of 16, I believe, by some bandits or whatever, and he was enslaved to be a shepherd. Imagine that life. Being enslaved for 6 years as a shepherd. So for 6 years, you slept outside with the animals. Oh, God. Yeah. In that time, he found God. God spoke to him and told him that he needs to leave and how to get out. You know what? If you spend 6 years sleeping outside with the sheeps, then yeah, I hope you find God. If not, then maybe God doesn't want you to find him. So, yeah, he found God. He went back, escaped, everything was fine, and then when he started trying to convert, driving out the Druids, the pagans, through conversion. You will convert, or you will be gone. Well, that's just what it is. You need to find God. The new God's in town. The right God is in town. I don't know. I say this with this poster behind me. Actually, they're both pretty bad. One has decapitated nuns, and the other one, well, Wait, let me do this right. Has a baby. Hey, like I said, I publish horror stuff, and when I have a theme, I want to go all the way hardcore. My conversation with God at the end of my time will be between me and God, I guess. So that. Yeah. Anyway, so what do you guys think? You think it's a racist holiday? Nah, no one's gonna agree with that. No one's gonna be on board with that. Ain't racist. Nothing racist about it. St. Patty's Day. Just get stupid drunk. All right. So the other thing I want to get into here is we got to talk about the Biden green screen. And then we also have to talk about this truancy thing. And this is actually going to be kind of related to a story we talked about a couple streams ago with a kid in Baltimore that was so stupid, yet he passed anyway. The GPA was like 0.3 something. The GPA is so low that the school absolutely failed. The mom absolutely failed. And that kid's future is that, I mean, he's going to be a dope slinger. I mean, that's his future. That's his future. You know that. You know that. That's what's going to happen. And he'll probably get caught because I can't imagine how he has any sort of smarts about it. But anyway, let's get into this here. Let's start with the Biden green screen. If you haven't seen this is pretty hilarious. This is good stuff here. So Biden was asked questions by the press. Or was he now? Was the press even actually there? Here we go. And this is off of Memology's channel. Shout out to him. Okay, now pay attention. I don't think it's the Biden walking that's photoshopped or green screen and all that stuff. If that's green screened, that's a really damn good job because the tracking on that looks legit. What's photoshopped, pay very close attention to the microphones and also the people's heads. I'll show you. I will show you. Okay, watch Biden's hand. Watch the placement of the microphone and watch Biden's hand. It goes over the microphone. The microphone looks like it's in the foreground, but now it's also in the background. What's going on there? What happened? Well, if you Photoshop that and somehow cropped it to be like that. Oh, and then that one, that one's messed up too. So I could get in this angle and this frame how people would say, "Oh, Biden's the one that's photoshopped." What it looks like to me is this is the microphones are photoshopped there. They're kind of added in. They're added in like I don't know if they're using After Effects or what they were using, and then for some reason they thought it would be a good idea to crop it to where Biden's hand is over the microphone. I don't understand. I don't get that. And really, if you really look closely at those microphones, they look extremely blurry, like they're like in the very foreground, but also look around the edges. They don't look right. You could see sort of like the cropping or the artifacts left from the bad crop job that they did. I would know, as someone who's done bad green screen cropping, I would definitely know what that looks like.
Able to share thoughts with other countries? Is it allies or neighbors first? Who will be the first country to get U.S. vaccines? I've been talking.
All right. And it's like the question he's asked isn't really important. It's some softball, stupid question, probably asked by some guy, obviously, in the background. And that part's probably real. It's this stuff here, the whole press thing. Are you kidding me? There is no press like this. It's all controlled. The person who's asking the question might actually be a staff member.
Working with several countries already. Well, I'll let you know that very shortly.
Wait, let's go back again. When he walks, is his hand over the microphone? Let's see. Let's watch. Oh, you don't get a good look there. Oh man. Okay, let's see.
Already. Well, I'll let you know that very shortly.
Okay, actually, that right there is interesting. So in that one scene, his hand is in the background.
Already. Well, I'll let you know.
See, look at that. So the microphone is covering his hand. Okay. So when he comes out, first his hand is over the microphone, which it looks like it's in the foreground and it should be. So look at that.
Travel to the southern border, sir.
Not at the moment.
Oh, look how it's cropped too. It looks so shitty. It looks so bad. That ain't real, man. Those microphones aren't even there.
Have you decided when you're able to share thoughts with other countries? Is it allies or neighbors first? Who will be the first country to
They have to fake that shit.
I've been talking with several countries already. Well, I'll let you know that very shortly.
Now they show a different angle. Now the guy who gets up there, that looks legit. That part does look legit, I think. All right, let's take a look. Ready? Oh, that looks photoshopped. Can that be photoshopped?
Bruh,
Is that
bruh, bruh,
definitely look at
bruh.
that gray one. Look at that gray one. That looks photoshopped as hell, man.
Bruh.
Oh, in that angle. Oh, okay. So they do actually have mic stands there. They actually do have mic stands there, but it's like, why would you have to photo? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Mr. President,
Here's
do you have
another
any
angle.
plans to travel to the southern border, sir?
Look at this guy's head. You can see it. Like the dude's head right there. Look at this outline. Oh, I just noticed this too. Okay, first off, the outline around it looks poorly cropped. You can kind of see the green tint from the green screen. Not only that, in the back of the head, it looks like somebody shot him in the back of the head. It looks like there's a hole in the back of his head. Look at that. Look at that. And it moves. The hole like fills in various frames. Look.
Not at the moment.
Oh, look at that. You see it?
Decided
You see
when
it?
you're able to share thoughts with other countries? Is it allies or neighbors first? Who will be the first country to get U.S. vaccines?
I've been talking with several countries already. Well, I'll let you know that very shortly.
You know what? There's something else in this angle too. Let's take a look. When he's talking and his hands are over the mic. Remember, this is a different angle here. Let's see what it looks like.
Decided when you're able to share.
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
Okay. Let's see if it starts. He's walking. He's
Do you have
walking.
any plans to travel to the southern border, sir?
Okay, there's his hands. It's over the microphone there.
Not at
Okay. So it's over the microphone there, but it looks like the microphone is kind of like to the side of it. So it looked like, and now let's compare it to the side of his hand, I should say. Like in between both of his hands. Here, you have the big gray microphone thing right there, which that totally looks like a poorly cropped job. Like look at that. Look at that shit. Come on, man. Angry Video Game Nerd has better cropping jobs than that. You know what? Nostalgia Critic has better cropping jobs than that. Okay, see, in that mic should have been between the hands and one hand like in the background of it, not over it. If you compare it to the other angle. Let's see. Let's go back here.
President, do you have any plans to travel to the southern border, sir?
You got any plans to travel to the southern border? No, he ain't gonna go down there. No. The plan is, we said this before, to get rid of him. Kamala Harris will be in charge. Now, whether or not she'll continue to take orders from Barack Obama, I don't know. Because that's who's really driving Biden, I think. I mean, some people have some other theories that could be Nancy Pelosi. Some people have some theories that it could be a particular ally of ours. You know what? All those things could be true at once. They could all be true at once. Because what they see with Biden is a Trojan fucking horse. They see him as, dude, he's a tool. He's a puppet, and anyone who has something they want to accomplish, they're going to use him. So Obama still wants to blow shit up for Israel. Go right ahead. Israel wants the U.S. to blow shit up for Israel. Go right ahead. Nancy Pelosi wants, I don't know, I don't know what the fuck she wanted. More power for her.
Not at the moment.
Harris already in charge.
When you're able to share shots with other countries, is it allies or neighbors first? Who will be the first?
Okay. In that angle, so that gray mic is over him, right? It's over Biden, over his body. But in the other angle, his hand is over the microphone. It's like magical. It's jumping back.
Countries to get U.S. vaccines.
I've been talking with several countries already. Well, I'll let you know that very shortly.
Dude, Biden bends time and space. Okay, that's what's going on here. This isn't photoshopped. We're just too dumb to realize what's going on here. Biden bends time and space. All right.
When it comes out of the China side, travel to the southern
Okay, here it compares it.
border, sir.
See, both his hands are above that microphone, but it looks like that microphone is actually in between his hands
Not at the moment.
at that one. So it's like, which one is it, bro?
Able to share shots with other countries. Is it allies or neighbors first? Who will be
That's
the
some
first
goofy
country
angles
to
here.
get US vaccines?
What's
I've been talking
why
with
would they
several
even do
countries
this?
already. Well, I'll let you know.
Why would they even do this? We already understand. We know that Biden doesn't hit. I mean, he's not surrounded by the press. They don't want Biden to talk to people. Oh, now you fake it? Oh, come on, man. Get rid of the guy already. I would say the Democrats hate old people, but because of Cuomo, we already know that. I mean, they would rather see old people die than actually be, living well, get past COVID. Huh. So,
Know that very shortly.
I gotta say, the Democrats might be the most satanic party. I mean, they're fucking evil, man. They want to fuck. They want to kill babies, even after they're born. Late-term abortions, abominable. I think abortion in general is abominable, but just my opinion. If you don't like it, it is what it is, right? Oh, but what if your daughter was raped? Well, I would kill the rapist, and then would probably keep the baby anyway. And what's with that baby that his father just does not exist? We'll create a fable for him, okay? No, you wouldn't. I would. I mean, I believe that. Oh, by the way, the Catholics out there, I'm not Catholic, so when I look at this, I'm just like, eh. But I read, of course, an article that apparently there's been many priests coming out and blessing same-sex marriages against the will of the Pope. The Pope doesn't want it to happen. But it's not going to stop some rogue priests from blessing same-sex marriages anyway. How y'all feel about that? The way I look at it is that, hey, no, to be Catholic, you can't accept homosexuality. You just can't. You just can't. You really can't. It's just their religion, And really, as a Protestant, it's kind of like, it's in there too. Wow. Anyway, what do you guys think about that?
Shortly.
Bruh.
I like these comparisons here.
Bruh.
Like I said, Nostalgia Critic could do a better Photoshop job than that. Better After Effects. Oh my God, dude. Okay, so what do you think is going on over there in the Biden White House? Who do you think is really driving this whole thing? Solar Blue says it's actually Harris. Also says Catholics been blessing gays for a long time. That's true. Now I know the church has tried to. They will sometimes make examples of certain bishops or whatever for doing that, but here's the reality of it: the progression is happening. If you want to practice a based religion, you're going to have to convert to Islam. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. But even they are becoming progressive. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's happening, but the extreme or the traditional Islamists, they frame them as alt-right as well. The left is not cool with them either. They treat them like they're shit. Talk about inclusive, right? Nope. That was going to happen. And that's how the left operates. Yeah. We'll say, we'll champion for your religion, for your faith. We'll say you're a minority, but it's going to cost you. You're going to have to invite homosexuality and trans rights into your religion. Oh man, you watch that. The day that Islam becomes accepting of trans, shit. That's going to happen. Pope embraced Marxism. Well, that's also a mind virus too, isn't it? That creeps in. It creeps in. And it's very easy for it to get in. I mean, the idea of everybody having equal resources, the idea of everybody having equal wealth. On paper, it's like, well, in theory, okay, that's nice, but how do you get there is the part that's not nice. Yeah, Mom's Ravioli, I found out about that a couple months ago. I was reading some article. No, actually, I think it was like sometime last year that they were framing extremists or Islam extremists as far right as well, and they would put them in that umbrella. They wouldn't include them in the left or anything like that. So, in fact, you know what? I wonder if we could find something like that right now. You know, I'll just say, you say far right Islam, Islamic Muslims and secular city, how right-wing populist shape. Okay, hold on. Far right and Islamic radicalization in an age of, and this is like, what is this? This is published in 2020. There's a book I'm looking at here. That's a review, actually, not a book. 16 pages. Okay. Far right and Islamist radicalization in an age of austerity, or a review of sociological trends and implications for policy. But you'll see it in the news too. If you pay attention to certain news articles, they will word them as, if they do say they're Muslim, they might say like far right, or they do to them what they've been doing lately to like the MAGA guys. They're at the Capitol, which is so fucking hilarious. And I mean that in a sort of black-pilled cynicism sort of way. It's not hilarious. It's not funny. It's sad. It's demoralizing in a way. Because you take all those clowns that are at the Capitol. Sure, yeah, you go to the Capitol, something's definitely going to happen. I mean, they didn't burn anything down. They didn't create billions of dollars worth of property damage. No, they went in there and you got Baked Alaska talking on Nancy Pelosi's phone. Okay. And you got one of the MAGA supporters getting shot and killed. Oh, and you got somebody with zip ties looking around for looking for Nancy Pelosi, which apparently got those zip ties from a cop, which we all saw the footage. The cops just let him in. You know, we all know what happened there. We all know what happened. And no one was arrested with a gun. No guns are found there. You know, the weapons, like the pipe bombs that were in facilities somewhere else, probably planted by we know who. It's funny how the FBI can't figure that one out. It's like they don't want to figure it out. It's like they're being told not to figure that one out. You know, that just brings more questions. That brings more questions. And when they don't produce the answers, our little theories kind of fill in the gaps. The furthest right is Islam. Cool. Cool. You know, I was actually born in Saudi Arabia. That is true. My dad was a pipe fitter. He's not a pipe fitter anymore. Now he's like management. Now he runs some plants. Wrong industry. Like I mean, I could have been working there, I guess, with him, but no. Anyway, so he gets a gig in Saudi Arabia, paid housing, all that stuff. His wife, which was the woman that would become my mom, goes with him. Nothing to do in Saudi Arabia except fuck and brew your own wine and keep it on the down low, you know, and try to survive and work, of course. So there I am. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because when I was 18, my mom had to talk to me and had to fill out some paperwork because of dual citizenship with Saudi Arabia. She was like, okay, you have to choose if you want to be a Saudi citizen or an American citizen. Like confirm it here right now. It's like, I have to do what? What? She's like, yeah, because you're this age, you have to fill out this form, and because your dual citizenship will, I guess, essentially end, I suppose. So I was like, 9/11 had happened, I think a couple years ago. And I was like, well, I think a year ago, I was like, I don't know if Saudi would be a good way to identify. So American? I'm thinking back at it now. I could have said Saudi and said I practice Islam so that when I beat my wife, it'd be kosher, it'd be fine. Be like, it's my religion. It's what I do. The FBI is a joke. Yeah, the FBI is a massive fucking joke. I agree with that. Dead man Wahhabis confirmed. Yes. I'm gonna say with this. How did I get started talking about Muslims? Shit. I honestly have no idea how I got started talking about that. You know what that calls for? Calls for another shot of Jameson. How the hell did it get from Biden to talk about fucking Islamic shit? So what do you think is going to happen first? We send troops on the ground in Iran, or we start having military confrontations with China? It's going to be Iran. We're going to be bombing Iran. In fact, we already are, aren't we? Didn't we bomb like a truck over there? Or Israel did. Man, it's this year. This is the year. This is the year that World War III really kicks off. I'm telling you, man. Woo! Feeling that St. Patty's Day spirit. I am. You motherfuckers better be taking shots. Remember, everyone's Irish on St. Patty's Day. Except for the black people. That sounds wrong. Except for black people. Except for the black dudes and women that are all hung up on St. Patrick supposedly being racist for carrying out or chasing out the pygmies or whatever. It's like, okay, all right. You know, you guys want to cancel every holiday because it's racist, okay? When are you going to just go ahead and cancel Africa? Because when you find out that your brothers and sisters sold you out, they're the reason why you were sold out. Just cancel Africa. How about that? Huh? I can't wait for that. If that ever happens. Oh, we can't teach that history. That history is problematic and racist. Yeah, watch that. They're going to restructure the history books. I don't know if they have done that already. What's going to happen? What really happened is the evil Spaniards came over and they forced innocent black man to sell his brother and sister out. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, I definitely want to talk about this article here. It caught my mind because not too long ago, we did a thing on the Baltimore kid who got a below 1 GPA, a 0.3 or 5. It was very low. Like, missing over 100 days. Not even trying, not even going to school anymore. And the school had showed up numerously, several times, to the mom's house. And the mom still didn't force the kid to go to school, didn't have the kid go to school, didn't do anything about his failing grades or anything like that. So when I remember I was talking about that, people were just blaming the school, but really the school was trying to get the mom to understand, hey, your kid's not even showing up to class. And there's something I said there about truancy. Truancy, I mean, that's a thing that happens. You have to pay fines, like, and you can find here over $400, or even go to jail if you don't take your kid to school, if you don't make your kid go to school. That's something that happens. But I noticed, and I mentioned it there, my experience with families of truancy, though it's not really something that really matters to me in with my job, but it's something that's sort of on the side, I guess. What I've noticed, what I've observed, the families that they get in trouble with truancy, they tend to not be black. They tend to not be black. Is it selected there? I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've seen. Okay? The story we read a couple weeks ago was a black family with a teenager that he's about to graduate, I think, too. No, let me back that up. He was held back. He was held back because he's fucking failing. He has a 0.35 GPA. Like, that dude is fucking dumb. He's fucking failing. This one, we have a white family who the kid has not been going to school, been missing class, and guess what? The cops show up, and she's ordered to pay a $439 fine. And this mom has every excuse in the book. I've read this article. It's nothing of excuses. Technical issues. Oh, the reason why my son missed so many days of school is because he couldn't log into his Chromebook. Okay, day one, I understand. Day two, maybe you should call the school and figure out what's going on. Day two doesn't work. Day three, why don't you show up to the school? I know they say COVID, you can't show. You be that annoying Karen. You knock on the door, be like, hey, no, like this laptop, this stuff is not working. Like, it's not working, bro. At that point, I mean, you got to take action. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, okay, the Chromebook doesn't work, so my kid doesn't have to worry about school. What about all the other kids whose equipment works just fine? And some of these Chromebooks, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's an issue of password. Really, all you have to do, because my kids are, they had / virtual learning and physical learning or in-class learning. I didn't know when we had the COVID situation at the house, the kids were doing virtual learning, or my son was. Almost mentioned his name. My son was anyway. And all you have to do is log in to the website thing, and boom, it got you. As far as doing the actual work, you don't. I mean, of course, you have to do that if you want to get graded, unless your teacher doesn't give a fuck, which I saw some TikTok memes the other day, and that pissed me off. Some black teacher, and I'm going to say it, some black teacher being like, sometimes I just throw all my students' homework away, and I just give them all hundreds because I don't have time to grade that shit. You don't have time to grade that shit? Then you don't have time to be a fucking teacher. That's the caliber of our fucking teachers these days. That's what's going on there. No. If you're that sort of teacher where you're more focused on drinking your wine, getting your ice cream, getting your mochi or whatever, and you don't have time to grade the fucking work, no. You are part of the reason why we're getting all these fucking borderline retards that can't do anything. You can't compute any fucking thing, can't figure out anything, can't even read. No. Anyway. Biden will never attack China. You're right. Biden will never attack China. And China's going to go after Taiwan. When is it going to be? What's the bet, huh? We're going to do an over and under on this one? It's going to happen this year, right? Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure it's going to happen this year. We know it. Did I see the DSP leaks? No, I've not seen the DSP leaks. I say, in the summer, Taiwan gets invaded, and the U.S. does nothing about it. is going to say it's not our issue. It was already part of China anyway, you know? And then after China does that and they understand they can get away with that, oh, who knows? Dude, it's an open book after that point. It's anyone's call. What's going to happen next? Are they going to really test India over that little territory? They've been playing little games over there, you know, been having skirmishes and shit. It sounds kind of funny using sticks and rocks and like not really shooting at each other. At least not unknown anymore. Anyway, so yeah, this summer I think Taiwan gets invaded. China will take it. America's not going to do anything about it. The warship over there ain't going to do a fucking thing. But if I'm wrong, good. I would like to be wrong in that situation. Maybe Kamala actually cares. Kamala Biden. Anyway, back to this story here. Ah, man, it's just you have a mom that's making every excuse about why her kid is missing class. And all he has to do to be marked present or not absent is to log into his computer. Log into his Chromebook, go to the school website or whatever it is for him. That's all he has to fucking do. Okay. Then why don't you do that? Oh, the equipment doesn't work. Okay. They call the school. What's wrong with it? The password's not working. It's not booting up. What are you talking about? I mean, if you don't call the school to try to get it fixed, then you can't blame the school for having equipment issues if you don't try anything. Let me see if it tells us how many days have been gone for. Because if they're being told to pay a $439 fine, we must be talking about a lot of days. Oh, 28 absences. 28 absences. So 28 days the kid has not been able to log into his computer. So for a whole fucking month almost, he's not been able to log into his computer. Yeah, I don't believe that shit. I'm not buying that shit. Tell your kid to stop smoking marijuana. Why don't you stop smoking dope, ma'am? You call the school. You ask them, hey, this equipment's not working. What's going on with it? Instead of you just ignoring it. You ignore the issue. You pretend like it's not your problem. When in reality it is. Every excuse. Every excuse. It's not my fault that the equipment didn't work. You know what though? If it was her cell phone that wasn't working, she would have called T-Mobile or Boost Mobile, whatever she uses, to get that fixed right away, right? If it was something important, or if it was like the Nintendo Switch that, I don't know, has like controller drift or whatever, has some issues, they would take care of that immediately. If it was a TV, they would take care of that immediately. Oh, the TV got fried, the pixels are busted or whatever. They would get that fixed immediately, same day. They would go out and buy another one. Who buys electronics anymore? Haven't been paying attention. You don't have to buy anything. You just take it and you go. Cop gonna get you? What cop? Oh, I'm sorry. There's a white family. They are gonna have to pay for it. My bad. Because they'll actually be prosecuted. And you know that because they're actually being told they have to pay this fine. When I've seen many families of color that do not have to do that, and they have the same issue. How we talked about a story like that with the Baltimore kid. That kid was the medium of his class. He was the average of his class. The kid that has the .035 GPA, he was the average. And he got that GPA for not going to school. The school had tried to work with that family, or the mom anyway, try to get their kid to go to school. Did they tell her that she was going to pay a fine? That wasn't reported. You know for fucking sure that would be reported. That was the case. But, oh, they're racist. They're trying to make a black family. It doesn't make anything. Pay a fine. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, you know what? That sort of pressure gets you to get going. I swear, man, these lazy-ass fucking parents. I work a job. I work 2 jobs. I work 3 jobs. I don't give a fuck. Your other job is you are a parent. You're a fucking parent. And if you don't want to do that job, I don't know, man. Got a June bug? This elaborate studio's in the garage. So sometimes June bugs come in lately. That and mosquito hawks. Which mosquito hawks sound cool, but I've read that they don't actually do anything to mosquitoes. They don't even eat mosquitoes. I don't understand how they got that cool name. You know what a mosquito hawk is? You've probably seen a couple behind me. Shit. Man, I've literally worked a case where part of the issue was that the mom was not taking her 6-year-old to school, missed over like 38 days. And the mom lives like 3 blocks away from the school. And she's like, I can't, and this is a white family. She was taking the truancy, but I guess she was able to talk her way out of it, whatever. So they let it go. And I was asking the mom, I don't understand how you can miss that many days. I just don't get it. It's not a CPS issue in Texas, but it's going to be if they get you to try to force you to pay a fine, or they're like, fuck it, she ain't going to pay that money. Let's arrest her. Then it's going to be like, well, where does the kid go now? Because the dad ain't in the picture. So it's like, you tell me, why is it you can't take this kid to school? Take your son to school. Oh, it's so hard to walk 3 blocks. It's like, it's hard to walk 3 blocks because apparently she doesn't have a vehicle. Okay, her vehicle got totaled in an accident. Okay. Get a ride, walk 3 blocks. Start walking. Start fucking walking. That's your life now. Start walking in the morning. What do you mean? You set your timer. You go off. The timer goes off. You get your kid ready for school. You get ready and you walk them. What's so hard about that? Hell, you know what? It's even better. It's a win-win for you. It's exercise too. A rumor had it that this mom was like a crazy meth head. But there's nothing really to substantiate that. Nothing at all. But I was asking the mom, what do you do with your time? How hard is it to set an alarm clock? Because the school told me. It's like, we worked with the mom to try to get her to set an alarm clock, or even buy her an alarm clock and teach her how to set an alarm on her cell phone. And she still comes with all these excuses. I'm like, well, I'll tell her the same thing. But, if it continues to go down the road of truancy, y'all do what y'all do, and I'll have to do what I do at that point. Because it's like you're talking to an idiot. It's like you're talking to someone who just doesn't give a fuck. They don't care. It's like you tell them what the consequence is, you tell them what they should do, but they just don't care. Okay. Well, at that point, it's not on me. It's not on the school. It's on you. If you want to miss that many days because you're too lazy to take your kid to school, or in this news story, you're too lazy to call the school to tell them that you have issues with the equipment, that your son can't log on. If you don't do that, then it's on you. You can't be on there playing victim. This story is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm curious if ABL is going to cover this story later on today, or maybe it already has, and compare it to the Baltimore situation, because I see these things as like 2 sides of the same fucking coin here, and it really paints a fucking picture of the problem that we have here. One family isn't told they have to pay fines, isn't told anything about truancy, and skates by while the kid gets dumber and dumber. This fucking family gets threatened with truancy, and that's fine. That's what should happen. And now want to cry victim. I'm sorry. What, do you want your son to have a 0.35 GPA? Is that what you want? Do you want your son so fucking retarded he can't even work the fry station at McDonald's? Come on, man. Oh, it froze. Why the stream freeze? What the hell happened? The stream froze. Oh, I'm still talking, but it's a frozen frame. What happened there? Y'all see it, right? I see it. I have that expression of it. Okay. Oh, well, that part works. Huh. Must be the camera. All right, let me take a look at the camera. That's so goofy. It's like frozen in time. Fucking A. I guess let me deactivate and reactivate the camera. I don't know. Now it's just a black screen. Now it's just a black screen. The camera don't want to work? I can fix that right now. 1 second. Okay. No, I think what's going on here, and I know this too since I got this new PC, I think something's messed up with some of these USB connections. And I think, I don't know how to explain it, but a device will be plugged in, especially like this camera here, and it will just sometimes stop working. Maybe it's an issue with the camera. It has dropped. It fell once. It had one fall. Maybe it could be the camera. It was made in China. Fucking cheap. Oh, the other camera, it says it's on, but it doesn't even fucking work. Let's see. Does it? Let's see. The Logitech one. Yeah. See, that's not even showing. It has a green light on and everything. Yeah, Susan didn't like that I was talking about how this white family is being forced to pay. Susan probably is on board. It's like, no, let that mom just drink her wine, okay? She does look like an uglier version of Susan. She looks like she could be like a lost, like a very distant cousin. I see it. I see the similarities. Very wrinkled face, caused by wine and meth. You know, I don't know. And this kid right here, this kid in the green hoodie, he looks like a punk ass bitch. He looks like that guy from Office Space, the one that screwed up on the mundane details, the one that fucked up, the one that was supposed to program it right, but he fucked it up. Instead of taking fractions of a cent for every transaction, they took a shit ton of money. That's what he looks like. I see that smug face. This kid plays Fortnite all day. He's probably on the same Chromebook that he got from school. He plays Fortnite and shit on that. But it doesn't work for schoolwork. Okay, kid. Okay. Yeah. Go fuck off. Oh, man. But this truancy thing, it's going on nationwide. I mean, they even talk about it here. Let's see what I think. Let's see. Officials issued 198 truancy citations during the 2018-2019 school year. Okay. I'm curious how many they issued between 2019 and 2020. Or 2020 to 2021. We'll see. Oh, I like how it says here, nationally, students of color are disproportionately referred to court for truancy. So, there you go. I guess I'm wrong. I've been fact-checked on this. Apparently, students of color have been disproportionately referred to court for truancy. Now, like I said, from my experience, usually it's the white families that get more of that. I don't know. Like, dude, I've literally worked a case where it's a black family that the 28 days plus there was no truancy coming in. None. And the reason why the mom didn't want to take the kids to school anymore, she was like, what is, when I asked her, why don't you take the kids to school? She was like, well, what is school? I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, what is school? What's the point of going to school? I was like, ma'am, I'm not interested in having a big brain philosophical discussion about the importance of school and all that. I'm just saying that if you don't take them to school, you're going to get truancy charges probably, where you have to pay hundreds of dollars, and if you don't, you'll go to jail, and then it'll be like, what happens to the kids now? Oh, well, guess what? I know their dads. I know who they are. They're going to go to foster care. So is that what you want? I mean, well, ma'am, if you don't like what they teach in school, then why don't you give them a lesson anyway, one-on-one after school, and tell them how wrong it is? How about you do that? But your kids either go to school or you go homeschool. And if you go homeschool, you can't just say, oh, I'm homeschooling and not do it. You gotta, they have programs. They have programs you have to get into and all that shit. My boomer soul can't admit the opposite. My boomer soul. It said disproportionately referred to court for truancy compared to their white classmates. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing. I want to see that. I want to see that data. Here's an article here. Let's see. Justice Center. New report reveals South Carolina student absence got worse. Okay. I'm curious about that. Maybe I'll do some reading into that. Maybe not. I think we'll have a stream later on today for sure. Okay, we talked to this guy named Craig Sawyer. He does like board game stuff, like like horror based board games and comics, and he's into horror. So we'll talk about one of the things we'll get into is the problems of like modern horror movies and how they're so kind of like the same. What's the word I'm looking for? They're so like cookie cutter, predictable, like it's formulaic is what I'm looking for. They follow a set pattern, and the jump scares. It's just like, guys, I get it. It's like, think of the series Insidious. People really love Insidious. Hell, some people really love those Paranormal Activity movies. Man, I like a lot of horror movies, and I will find something to like out of even the shitty horror movies. Like the Leprechaun series, even Leprechaun in Space. Yeah, the Leprechaun using a lightsaber was kind of cool. And some of those deaths were pretty funny. Is it a good movie? I don't know. It's entertaining. I get back to it. There's an issue with modern horror. Let's say with Insidious and Paranormal Activity. It's like the jump scares, they're so predictable, man. That's all they are. So we'll talk about that. We'll get into that. And that'll be later on today at 9:30. Hopefully nothing happens. Horror-based erotica games. No erotica board games. This guy isn't one of those erotica stuff. I only have the OnlyFans chicks on every once in a while. I probably won't do that for a while. But, being that I talk about horror stuff on Horror Talk Radio, and being that horror does sometimes dip into perversions, hell, I published a book called No Safe Word that was horror erotica. So, I mean, it's going to happen probably in the future, but when it does, I might make it more entertaining for some of you guys by asking even harder questions, I suppose. How do you think your dad feels? How do you think your parents feel about you writing horror erotica? Can we see a pic of your wife, dead man? No, you cannot. Bye. Bye, Bronx Beats. Anyway, you guys take it easy. You have a good one.